What up, world? What up, me? This is Drewize. Come out like this morning. Drewize Topics. Topic is this morning. I stand on truth. Yeah. I stand on truth, and I will die on truth. I will go to my grave on truth. And that's how it's supposed to be. But the world does not accept truth at all. They deny it. The world will deny truth. There are, no, there was 3 men that's no longer living anymore in this life. Tupac Shakur, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King. Let me add a fourth. Jesus. But Jesus is somewhere else, but he's not living on the earth. And these men, Tupac did not reach the age of 30. Malcolm X did not reach the age of 40. Martin Luther King did not reach the age of 40. Jesus did not reach the age of 40 while he was on earth. No. First off, Tupac, he had truth on his tongue. Sure enough, he can rap and spit because Tupac's lyrics was poetry anyways. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just a flow. It was just poetry, rap, poet. Tupac said in that song, which is so true. The song he written and, he wrote and stuff. That song was changed when Tupac said this. Kill a nigga, he's a hero. Nigga kills a white person, he's a criminal. Yeah, so that means that if a white person, white officer, any white person, white man, whatever, shoot a black man down, that's justified, and he stand court to the judge throw it out, say, get out my court, you know what I'm saying? You're not guilty, he sweep it on the rug, that's it, justified. But if a black man shoot down a Caucasian person, if it's a officer, white officer or whatever, white person in general, shoot that white person down, you're considered a criminal, and you be shipped up a creek and maybe get put to death, Malcolm X, Malcolm X had truth on his tongue too, when he spoke about certain things that's going on in the nation and things like that. And he said, the chickens come home to roost and things like that. He died. He didn't reach the age of 40. Martin Luther King. He died because he had truth on his tongue too, which it applies today. He said he had a vision, dream that he seen black boys sitting at the table with white girls, little white girls and little black girls and with little white boys, sitting at the table. Let me break it down this way. Okay, that means coming together, integrating, you seeing more and more now. So much that you see black men with white women, black women with white men, and they are integrated with each other and they're having biracial kids, mixed babies, what I'm saying? You see that all the time, what I'm saying? These light and bright kids, So I stand on truth, Jesus was another, Jesus died, he didn't even reach the age of 40, Jesus had he had truth on his tongue, what I'm saying? He had truth on his tongue, accurate truth on his tongue. But the world did not accept that at all. They denied that, and they killed him because he had truth on his tongue. People of religion at that time did not like what Jesus was doing. at all. Did not like it, So they had soldiers right on their side, on that side, soldiers coming to Jesus, going to arrest Jesus. For what reason? Because he had truth on his tongue and they did not like that. Jesus was arrested. He'd been punished and tortured by strong men, not no spaghetti arm, skinny, puny man, strong men that had muscles, muscularity, strong men. He'd been punished by strong men, and got hung up on that cross, because he spoke the truth. Jesus said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." See that? I stand on truth. When you keep on lying and deceiving, you are wicked and evil, and you're making yourself look ugly and ugly and ugly, and that is dangerous because you lie to the wrong person, you deceive the wrong person. That person will catch you out in the street one day and discover that you're lying and shoot you down or kidnap you and tie you up and throw you in the river or something like that, or cut you up in pieces and feed your remains to the dogs and stuff. So that is dangerous, especially if you're lying to the mafia, or these gangsters, these gangbangers or whatever. That is dangerous, I always stand on truth, and I stand on truth, So, the world will not accept truth at all, If one of us black men, emerge and rise, with truth on our tongues, they will either kill us or make us out to something that we're not, Yeah. The world can't accept truth. Cannot accept truth, So, that's that. And I look at it like this. The God that says, "I am," he got many names, from Yahweh to Jehovah Nisi to Allah to, he got many names. And he says, "I am," He is, I don't care what religion you part of, religious organization. God is angry with us. He's angry, We're so distant from God. Your pastor's not going to say this. We are so distant from God. He's angry with us. And we stink like skunks in his nostrils. So right now, God, he controlled himself, and then he put himself on simmer, and when that day comes, he's going to unleash that great anger and that great wrath that we as mortals cannot even bear. Cannot. Because we as mortals, regardless of what religion you are or what religion you are part of, some of you are not standing on truth at all, Some. So, when that hits the fan, that Bible that you read cannot save you. Because that Bible, the Bible is designed to tell stories about men, about long ago. What to eat and what not to eat. What to do and what not to do. That's what the Bible is all explained of. And it tells prophecy about the future. What's going to happen. That's that. I stand on truth. I stand on truth and I will go to my grave on the truth. When a person stands on truth, has truth in their mind, truth in their heart, truth on their tongue, that person is not afraid of the consequences, of telling the truth. Not at all, not by a long shot, Not like that. Not afraid of telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Lying, deceiving, you know, that is wicked and that is dangerous. You know, that is evil. You know what I'm saying? And some people that lie and deceive try to make themselves look good and things like that. Want to sound good and things like that. Take advantage and stuff like that. You know? I stand on truth. I mean, that's how I look at it. You know? That is how I look at it. The world today, in this modern time, you know, 2016, today's era is not standing on truth at all. Not by a long shot, no close cigar, nothing. You know, not at all. Jesus said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You know, yeah. Another man I forgot to mention. He's a elder of a man. His name is Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know, I listened to Louis Farrakhan, you know what I'm saying, for like over 10 years, you know, or just about 10 years, a little bit over. Now, I agree to what he's saying, you know what I'm saying, I agree, but I have a different idea, you know, you know. And today, this man still today, Louis Farrakhan, at the age he's at now, he passed the age of 30, 40, 50. He's in his early 80s. The man has truth on his tongue. You know what I'm saying? Truth. The world look at him, says this. He's a hater. He's prejudiced. He's racist. He's an anti-Semite, whatever that means, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. So negative. But if you listen to this man, what he says, you know what I'm saying, in the way of his lectures and stuff, it's coming out as raw truth. You know? So that's what I'm saying. The world cannot accept truth at all. You know what I'm saying? Cannot. It will not. And it will deny it every time. You know? Every time. You know? Just like in Revelations. You know, when it was saying something about a mystery Babylon. It's talking about the United States of America. You know? So when you talk about Babylon, what? Unclean spirits. Foul spirits. Habitat of devils. And so much is going on, you know, talking about this land that black folks is strange to, you know what I'm saying? This is a strange land, you know what I'm saying? It's talking about the United States of America in Revelation, you know. So, I stand on truth, you know what I'm saying? The truth shall set you free. And you shall know the truth if you stand on truth. But if you stand on lies and deceiving, you know, you're wicked. You follow the evil one. And that is making yourself, you know, danger to yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it, lie to the wrong person, deceive the wrong person. That person will catch you one day. Either go kidnap you, tie you up in a basement, torture you, cut you up, murder you, or do whatever. I stand on truth. Drewize Topics. I am Drewize. You know, you can post a comment about your ideas, how you stand on truth. You know, how you stand on truth. Like, share, subscribe. I am Drewize. And this is Drewize Topics. Peace.